Okay, so this is part two of the video that is talking about function operations and composition of functions. We're going to talk about compositions right now. I'll pull this down just a little bit so it's, oh, nuts and bolts. Pardon me while I get rid of this. We're going to talk about compositions, and hopefully I can, there we go. Let me scroll way down here. There we go. Compositions of functions. In a function composition, what we do is we place one function inside of another function. It's a very simple idea. You're going to see it through this example. I'm going to show it to you. Sorry about the beginning of this video. So we have one function, right? And we have f of x is this quadratic right here, and g of x is this right here. And this says f is a composite of g of x, and g is a composite of x. And I'm going to show you the first one, f, and we're going to input g of x. This says f of g of x. And then we have f of x where we put in 4x plus 2 wherever there's an x, right? Because we put in the g wherever we see an x. So it's the same thing as saying f of 4x plus 2, into our original function, but I like to see it like this. We take our 3 every time you see an x, 4x plus 2 squared, and then 2x, which is 4x plus 2 minus 1. And then we do the math. And when you FOIL this one, you get 16x squared plus 16x plus 4. And then we're going to add to it when we distribute here, 8x plus 4 and then minus 1. And we finish up with this. Now, if we were talking about the domain, we would talk about the domain of G, which makes this work. When we put this in, find out what the domain is. Obviously, the domain here is all real numbers. We can put in any old number for x, and we get some value for y that lands on our graph. Okay, and then we're going to do the opposite of that, and I guess I should show you through this idea here. This is g, and we're going to put the f inside for x. So we have 4x plus 2, so 4, and then we'll put in our 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 plus 2, and all the work is pretty much done as soon as you distribute. It's a really, really simple process. If I can get to it, I'm going to go ahead and pull this down a little bit, and we're going to talk about these simple numbers. All right. The last thing we could talk about is finding out what f composite g of x is, and then input 4 once we're finished. So if I blow this up, I have extra space. Let's see if I can get that there. It's hard to get there and zoom without bugging everything else. So let's get back up. I'm going to scoot over a little bit. Okay, come on. There we go. There's number 1. And then now I can do some work with it. We want to see f composite g. And all that means is put this in wherever you see an x. Right? So f composite g of x, and here we go. So we have 2x squared minus 2x minus 4 plus 1. And all we do is distribute. We have 2x squared minus 4x minus 8 plus 1, which is 2x squared minus 4x minus 7 when we put our 1 and our 8 together, and we're finished. This is what we get when we say f of g of x, or f composite g. There it is. That's our big idea, and we can do it with the other side. I'll start with g. I'll put f of x in. We'll do g composite f and then of x. And here we go. I'm going to start with g, and every time I have an x, I'm going to put in 2x plus 1 squared minus 2 times 2x plus 1 minus 4. All right, I'm there. I can do this math real fast. If we square this, we get 4x squared. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 4x plus 1 minus 4x. 2 times 2x is 4x, and 2 plus 2 minus 4. So there are a couple of things we can put together. We've got 3 and negative 4, right? We've got this and this and this we can put together. And we have plus 4x and minus 4x, so that actually disappears. So we end up with 4x squared. These things cancel each other out, and 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Don't need to factor it. This is our final answer. G of f of x. And there we go. That's it. Now the last piece of it says, what happens when you input a 4 for this one? This f of g of x of 4. Okay, well now all we do is take our function that we've figured out and input a 4, square it, minus 4 times 4, and minus 7. And we do this work. This is 16 times 2 is 32, minus 16 minus 7, and that's 16. 16 minus 7 is 9. I hope that helps you out. It's a very simple process. So when I post the page that talks about composition, you'll be able to put that in and do the work. Don't worry too much. Now, you're going to have problems on your paper that say, can you deconstruct this? And I'm going to do that in the next video. It should be very short. But you can do the second part of your practice with this, and then the third part of the practice will be with the next video. Thanks for watching.